Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back your lovely, lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel. It's currently coming up to 9:10 here in the UK, and going through my emails, and I had a third email today from the Tony Ortega, which is the Underground Bunker website regarding Scientology. I had another subscription email come through with a bit of a news story, which is actually on Variety as well, and a whole host of other mainstream news outlets, which is covering this, because obviously we are talking about Danny Masterson. And this is absolutely mind-blowing now. Earlier, we heard that the Supreme Court denied Scientology, that they weren't going to look at their petition. The petition. But with this one here, Danny Masterson's lawyer has warned today that TV ads in the race for LA mayor could inflame hostility towards the Church of Scientology, making it harder for Masterson to receive a fair trial. Why? You know, it's literally, this is what? The 6th or the 7th, maybe even the 8th time they've said something now, you can't get a fair trial, and they want to delay the trial. Masterson, the former That 70s Show star, is scheduled to go on trial next week on 3 charges of this. Masterson is a member of the Church of Scientology, and the church and its processes are likely to figure in the trial. The church has also become an issue in the mayor's race. Last week, Rick Caruso began running an ad attacking Karen Bass, or Bass, whichever one, for praising Scientology during a speech in 2010. The ad includes a quote referring to the church as a ruthless global scam, which it is. She responded by saying that she absolutely condemns their practices. The public is being inundated with this, said Masterson's lawyer Philip Cohen at a court hearing on Monday. It is a significant problem for Mr. Masterson. Cohen asked the judge, Charlene Almeida, to consider delaying the trial until after the mayoral election, which will be held on November 8th. It's just horrible timing for the defense, he said, saying that the ads are inflammatory. He also urged the judge to limit any mention of Scientology during the trial. Listen to this. The word Scientology never needs to come up, he said. If something needs to come up, it can be called the church, the organization, a club. It's literally mind-blowing how this guy thinks, yeah, you know, just call it a club, just call it a church, an organization. You haven't got to call it Scientology. Well, sorry, buddy, you can't call it a club because it is a religious practice, because that is why they get tax-free. The organization is not an organization. You are not something like a union or anything. You are a religious practicing church. Okay, calling it the church, maybe, but calling it the church, you're probably going to trying to make people think of the Catholic Church. That's why you want to say, oh, just call it the church, Judge. Call it the church. That'll be fine. No, Scientology. You know, Catholicism is what it's called if there's a for that. You know, you got Buddhism, you got all the other ones. When those religions are brought into trials, that's how it's called. You can be called by Scientology, which is what his name is. Again, as you can see as well, with him trying to delay it again, it's so many times them trying to get this delayed, it's absolutely mind-blowing. First of all, he was saying that they needed to get it delayed because of Leah Remini. Then he said it's because someone else who left and they're saying bad things about Scientology, which in regards has a bad outlook on him, even though it's like, well, what are you on about, you know? It's not a bad look on you. You just want to delay this because you're guilty. If you try and delay something like this so many times, you are the bad person. We saw this with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was like, no, let's go to court. Let's go to court. Her team kept trying to get it delayed. Look how that turned out. Because that's how it goes. So, it goes on though. Judge Almeida has not ruled on the request for a delay, and may not until the end of the day or even after tomorrow's continuation of the hearing. Masterson did show up at the hearing in his criminal case this morning, even though he was not required to attend. He was joined by a new member of his legal team, Karen L. Goldstein. At today's hearing, we also learned that the expert on Scientology the prosecution plans to call to testify is former Sea Org official Claire Headley. I do put that again, I don't know why. But Masterson's lawyers have urged Judge Almeida to exclude testimony about the alleged this and this from the criminal case. Goldstein said the claims are unproven and are not tied to Masterson. We are talking about allegedly deleting people's pets, Goldstein said. Mr. Masterson cannot receive a fair trial if this evidence comes in. Well, that evidence is against Scientology. That is also part of other things, because all these things started happening to these people once they came out and accused Danny Masterson of these horrible allegations. So obviously people are putting two and two together. That's what happens. You know, before this, well, nothing happened. You know, my dogs were fine. All of a sudden, they're being stalked and everything else. And with that there, that's actually a really good... it's a really good thing to bring into it, with Goldstein saying, oh, people saying that they're getting stalked. Well, you can literally just look at every single person who has left Scientology, who has posted videos to social media, YouTube, Facebook, anywhere, Twitter, you name it. And it's people who are currently in the Church of Scientology, and they are shouting and screaming and physically getting in their faces of the people who left the church. They're screaming all types of stuff at them. You know, perfect one is Marty Rothman. He, again, it's in My Scientology Movie, which Louis Theroux did. And in that, you have Marty at the airport, and he's like, these people just turned up. Obviously, they've been following us, which they were. And they were up in Marty's face, and they were screaming, they were shouting, no one cares about you. No one knows you're gone. People think you're this. People think you're that. And he's like, well, if people think like that, why are you here in my face? And they're just screaming and shouting. And that's what they do. Because that's how Scientology make you think. If anyone leaves, they're bad. They're a suppressive person. You don't need that person in your life. Like with the person who is one of the victims, who was alleged that Masterson did this stuff. She was labelled a suppressive person, and she was kicked out of her own family. The family didn't kick her out. The church kicked her out. Which, that's one of the things that just blows my mind regarding this religion, is that you're not allowed to speak to your family, you're not allowed to see your family if you're kicked out of the church. Your family doesn't do it. The church does it for them. And I'm like, wow, okay, that's your family. That could be your mother, your daughter, son, father, cousin, uncle, whatever. And with them saying, we can't do anything. It's what we're brought up in. We have to do it. They have to get rid of you. That's not religion. That is a cult. 100%. But again, no, you see these people, and again, another good thing as well regarding Scientology is if you look on YouTube regarding Anonymous, the hacking organization, when they've done so many things against Scientology, they picketed and protested their buildings in 2000 and I think it was 2006, 2007, around there, when the infamous Tom Cruise video went viral, when he's just there like, yes, again, I like Tom Cruise movies. As a person, not so much. But again, no, that is because of Scientology. But it's just interesting to see that Masterson and his team, they're trying to get him now, like, you know what? Let's just throw him out. We'll just delay. If that's what you want to do, then you are guilty. If you're delaying it and you're coming up with stupid, silly little excuses, oh, so-and-so is running an ad attacking the church. Yeah, it's not against you, though, is it? Which is exactly what his lawyer there has said. Mr. Masterson cannot receive a fair trial if this evidence comes in. Well, it's not against him, says by there. The claims are unproven are not tied to Masterson. well, the ads, they're not tied to Masterson, so it's fine. If you are new to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for future updates. Let's try and get this channel to 50,000 subscribers by next year, and I'll see you all very soon.